The game plan. This is actually the first live-action Disney film to star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And then I believe it's one of the first live-action Disney films to actually take place in Boston. I never saw this movie in theaters, but my mom bought it on DVD, actually. And then, of course, much like Bedtime Story, I actually love this one, too. Then don't get me wrong, not all of these reviews I'm going to be doing this month will be negative reviews. I will be talking about a couple of them in a hate review. So you'll be prepared for that soon. Anyway, the story of course takes place in Boston, where our main character, played by Dwayne Johnson, who is a football player, and he's a football player for the Boston Rebels. Well, it's a made-up team, called the Boston Rebels, because in real life, obviously it's the New England Patriots. So, he owns a big penthouse in Boston, Massachusetts, where I came from, the city of Boston. So, he basically gets ready for a football game, and then he wins. And then on the day after New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve, after New Year's, he comes across what believes to be his daughter, named Peyton. He doesn't believe it. Of course, it's that typical story that the father doesn't believe that he actually have a parent doesn't believe that a kid is theirs, and then later on they do believe it's theirs, and then they do form a friendship, but at first don't get along, but then later on they do get along, and a whole bunch of busted conspiracy comes into place. So, again, that's pretty much it. It's just basically it's just a relationship between Dwayne Johnson's character and Peyton, trying to form up a friendship together, and that's basically the focus, and they keep it where it should be. It may be cliched, but like I said back from Bedtime Stories, it makes up with a lot of heart and a lot of comedy. And it really, really works. I guess this might be a quick review, but there's other things I'd like to talk about right now. The way they shot Boston is just incredible. Like a nice helicopter shot over the city, or like you see, the Boston Seaport Hotel, you see the Prudential Building, you see Gillette Stadium, you see TD Bank Garden, right by the Sangamon Bridge and Bunker Hill Bridge, everything. It's just incredible. And also, I think I remember seeing the Charles River Bridge, the Longfellow Bridge, as well. Also, and also all the other areas in Boston. But don't get me wrong, there's other films that were filmed in Boston, like the newer Ghostbusters movie, and The Heat. So, and Black Mass, starring Johnny Depp. So, there's a lot of very heartfelt moments. There's a lot of really good characters and a good story, to follow along. We see this kind of a cliche that the parent wants to get along with the kid. It's basically the same thing as a Goofy movie, but the way they do it is very fun. It's very enjoyable, and that's what the best way to describe this movie. Very, very enjoyable. So, I guess if you like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and we'll see him later on in other films like Moana, you'll like this fine, like I do. I personally love it fine. And if you are a person that lives in Boston, you'll really love it too. There's a few jokes there's one joke I want to mention in this movie that's so funny. Dwayne Johnson's character is allergic to cinnamon cookies, and he's like, I'm allergic to cinnamon. And he has to film a freaking commercial. And guess what he does? And he says it in a lisp, for his allergic reaction. Boston Rebels, spirits the heat. Boston Rebels, spirits the magic. It's just hilarious the way that he says his line like that. But so yeah, overall, I think this is actually one of my favorite live-action Disney films. I would put it pretty low on the list, but yeah, I really do like it fine, a lot. So, if you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. It's really worth the time. And, if you have a kid and then like sports and stuff, they'll like it fine, too. So, if you have seen it, what did you think about it? Just comment below, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, click like in the video, subscribe to my YouTube page, follow me on Stardust, and I will see you in the next video soon. I'm the Bostonian, and I'm saying goodnight.